Hello, how y'all doing? Okay, perfect. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. How you doing? Hey, Banjo, David. How you doing? Moment in this jury. Hey, Natasha, Jamie, Shine Project, Queen J, Rebecca, Jungle. Let me see who's on TikTok. Hey, Fire Key. Tania, Emma, how y'all doing? Donna, Katie, hello, hello. Hey, good morning, Happy DCG. How you doing? Grand Rising to you. Hey, Michael, Dolls on Poles. Hey, Boo. Thank you. The prize. Thank you. All right, let's get into this fiery today. All right, let me chill. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zine. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How y'all doing? Let me give y'all some flowers in this MF. Flowers, flowers, flowers. I gotta get some new ones. Flowers, flowers, flowers. And one more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. You get some flowers. You get some, and you get some flowers, period. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in the description box below. Definitely make sure that you grab your copy of your book here. It's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. This book was created for individuals like myself and you who may have went through some form of extreme experiences surrounding narcissism. Narcissism spans from many different areas within a person's life here. So I was led to create a book that more so workbook that is surrounding the shadow work or the healing aspect when it comes to narcissism here. So this book can be found on Amazon. It's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. And yeah, also I'm working on the class now, so I'll be sharing those details pretty soon here. Okay, so let's get into this read. Channel message here is the powerless play of their lives. Okay, the powerless play of their lives. People are really, really, really upset at you because you just won't shut the hell up for whoever's speaking out, okay? Or not even speaking out, just by you moving differently. They feel like your silence is very deafening towards them here, and they're not able to comprehend or understand it. To the point here, they're really crashing out behind the scenes here because you just won't do what they told you to do, right? So they really feel like you feel that you are hot-ish, and you are. I'm telling you that you are hot-ish. And the reason why they say that here is because, again, you won't fall in line in regards to what they want you to do. And you're not here to do what other people tell you to do. You're here to do what you need to do for self. Okay? So with that being said here, who are you to force them to take accountability? It's like, how dare you? You see me for the filth that I am. This is the karmic here, of course. Or you see them for the filth that they are, and you forcing them to take accountability. How dare you? Or more so, who are you to call them out on their BS? Yep, they got a lot of BS, but it's not your right. This is how they feel towards you. It's not your right to say anything in regards to what they have done towards you. Just a bunch of imbeciles we talking about here, okay? So here's the core truth of it all. When a narcissist loses a power play, a narcissist can stem from a mother figure, a father figure, a brother, sister, uncle, a friend, an ex-lover, ex-spouse, whoever, any type of social connections. This is where narcissism, well, I'll say it this way, anywhere where toxic social connections are able to thrive, that's where you will find this narcissistic individual or group of people. Take it how it resonates, okay? So when a narcissist loses a power play, it's not just losing control, it's losing themselves. Their entire being depends on the illusion of power. It's a false narrative or a cloudy judgment in regards to how they are seeing things here. But when that illusion shatters, the emptiness that they've avoided their entire life surfaces like a tidal wave, For them, that's worse than actual death. So let me break that down a bit. When that illusion shatters, the emptiness they've avoided their entire life surfaces like a tidal wave. All their life, they have been nothing but empty. And in order for them to feel whole, they try to connect to or attach to individuals like yourself that may be very empathic, or very sympathetic, you know? And they specifically look for this here because they realize that if they create some form of a false narrative surrounding what they really want here, they feel like that you will always kind of like put you to the back burner, put you to the side, but then more so tend to or cater to all the things that they're trying to get out of you. So an example would be, and it could be a lie, because normally narcissistic individuals love to lie. So an example would be like, oh, my car is down. This is just an example. Oh, my car is down. I need a new oil change. Knowing they just recently went for an oil change. But they know that you're very, could be generous as well. And they know that you will have the money or the funds. You might be like, oh, okay, well, what do you need? Do you need help? Do you need a tow truck? Do you need this? Like they always know that if they come with you with their problem, if they come to you with a problem, that you're always going to be the solution here. But the thing is, they always already had the solution, but they just feel very lazy, and they prefer that you're able to fix both the problem and the solution in regards to what they're trying to push onto you here. So when you started to awaken in regards to what they have done to you here, you started to completely shy away or disconnect from this person, which led them to be in a position where they felt very powerless. So since they don't have any power within themselves, they don't have any energy within themselves, they're not able to regenerate themselves. And if you leave something for a while or for a long time without any power, then it's not going to be very useful. So these individuals, they were in your life. However, they were guys in your life: toxic mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, grandmother, grandparents, friends, ex-lovers, ex-spouse, whatever. However, here, the moment that you pulled away from their foolishness here was a moment that they had to sit in their emptiness. You are very different from them, and here's why. You're very whole or wholesome, and the things that you do definitely shows or displays in regards to what you do on a day-to-day here. So you being very powerful, meaning that you take care of yourself. You know, your finances are in order. If they're not, we're going to put you as if you are, okay? Your finances are in order or soon to be in order. You're listening to your discernment. You're allowing spirit to kind of guide you. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing all that you need to do to ensure that all the chips that you lay, it falls right into the great spaces where it needs to fall here. And what they're trying to do, again, you're playing chess, because chess is very logical. They're playing checkers. Checkers is more emotional in my point of view, in my opinion here. It's like they feeling like they can place their checker pieces onto your chessboard, and that's just not gonna work for y'all. You're not going to play checkers on my chessboard. And you're not going to put your little cheap behind dollar store checker pieces on my expensive chessboard. You're just not. So with that being said here, the emptiness they've avoided their entire life surfaces like a tidal wave. So for them, it's worse than death. When something so catastrophic, basically your disconnection was very catastrophic to their ego. It was very catastrophic to their well-being as well too, because again, if you're not around, they can't take anything from you here, and they never thought that you would leave. So they set up powerless plays, not power plays. They set up powerless plays to put you in a position so that way you don't feel that you had the energy or the motion, or more so the gumption to move forward, if that makes sense. Because if you're sitting there and you're the one with all the energy, you're very wholesome within self, right? And they realize that you are the one that has everything here. They want to start to drain you and try to get you to disconnect from self, or to get you to second guess yourself here, so they can just take from you. And the moment that they are able to take from you here is when the powerless play becomes an actual power play, if that makes sense. You hold the power. That's why you can press play in regards to whatever it is that you want to do in your life. They don't have the play. They need you to press the play in order for them to be encapsulated in your power. Don't give your power away. Don't. Do not. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're anticipating. Don't give it away. That makes sense? So I took the liberty of breaking down some psychological aspects of a narcissist when it comes to a powerless play here. So that way you can understand more, in details in regards to why they do the things that they do here. Okay. Anywho, so the first one is identity fragmentation. A narcissist's entire self-concept is built on external validation, meaning outside of themselves. You, on the other hand, you should seek, or it is highly suggested that you seek internal validation. The difference between external validation and internal validation is such. External validation is I'm calling someone on the phone. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. Okay. I just got this great idea and I just wanted to run it past you. Do you think I should? And do you think I should? And I should, and I should. And if you consistently do that over and over and over again, eventually, slowly but surely, you're giving away your power because you feel that whatever you feeling is not enough for you to do whatever task that you need to do at that time. So some people, or most people, tend to ask for external validation, meaning they didn't listen to themselves. You got the idea in regards to what you should do for self, but yet it's not enough for you to take the action based on what you're doing for self. So you prefer to call someone to get that external validation, someone that's not even on the same level as you. You all the way up here and they down here. But yet sometimes you may ask for advice from people that can't give you advice, if that makes sense. So we've all been there before. And when you do that, let's say they weren't for the best. They didn't have your best interest at heart, and they know that you had a great idea. In some cases, they'll be like, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. That don't make sense." And nah, that won't work. And they're trying to disencourage you not to do the thing that you should be doing here. And in some cases, some rare or extreme cases here, that same idea that you spoke towards them here, they'll take it for themselves. So that's external validation. Internal validation is you receive the message or the discernment or a sign from spirit, here, universe, God, however you do your thing. You're receiving that sign here, and instead of you calling someone to confirm what you're feeling or what you're seeing, now you're able to more so listen to what you're saying or follow the voice of your soul here, and then you're able to execute in your own way. If that makes sense. So that's the difference between internal validation and external validation. And I highly recommend for you guys to always make sure to put you first, because you are priority when it comes to you, because you are the only one that can live your life the best way that you feel you need to live your life, right? So it's highly advised to ensure that you are creating a space where you are really honing in the internal validation of self. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have their false self acts as an armor against their deeply rooted feelings of inadequacy and shame. Okay. When they lose control, that false sense or false self of sense begins to crack. It then creates a psychological free fall because their sense of superiority and control is their lifeline. So if they don't feel superior to you, then their lifeline is going to crush. You are the superior one when it comes to you in this situation here, okay? Or the experience at hand. You are the one that is more high priority, top priority. You come off in a very superior type of standpoint here. They're more so inferior to you, but they don't want you to know the plans that they have for you here. So to get you out of feeling important or priority of self here, what they do now is they start to break down they try to break down the strong points or the strong aspect of self here to ensure that you fall into the inferior spaces of self, more so the vulnerability. And I'll explain that as well too. If you are not a person who has healed your vulnerability, stay quiet. Don't speak about it. Don't talk about it. Don't express it publicly until you've healed your vulnerabilities, because that's where it can get very messy, or it's a blurred line there. That it's very good to be vulnerable, don't get me wrong, it really is. But at the same time, if you haven't healed the vulnerability, if someone is aware of the vulnerability that you have not healed, then they can use that as an arsenal, or they can also use that as a form of a weapon or a tool where they can actually break you down with the vulnerability that you have not healed from. So it could become a double-edged sword, if that makes sense. So it's important to ensure that if you haven't healed it yet, that's okay. Because we all the healing path or the healing journey is not a one-night thing. It's a forever thing. It's a lifetime thing. You're always going to find some part of self where you can actually benefit from healing that, if that makes sense. So with that being said here, so in order for them to make you feel inferior, make them feel superior, they need to use you against you. They need to use your energy against you. So if they're able to get to use you against you, i.e. your energy or your power against you, well, then you start to become powerless, where now they can actually step into the play, which is basically you, because you're the one that hold the power. And if you hold the power literally and figuratively, spiritually, all in many different aspects, if you're the one that holds the play or the power to play, if that makes sense. So without it, they feel exposed, vulnerable, and insignificant, the exact feelings they spent their entire life running from. So they're the one that feels inadequate because they're not feeling themselves up to be whole. They went through a lot of traumas and different experiences. And to be honest, you can't feel sorry for individuals in this nature. And I'll break that down as well, too. Just because someone may have went through something extreme, trauma, whatever the case may be, does not give that person the right or the green light to cause harm towards other people, because they have not quite or have not completely healed whatever traumas that they are going through here. So when they see you doing something completely different, i.e. you are the black sheep, or you're not anything like them here, and you decide that you want to start to clear all of the negative ramifications of the actual bloodline or the cycle or things of that nature here, now they're starting to look at you as if you need to be pulled down, or you need to be powered down, or you need to be taken down, because they don't understand how is it that you have so much energy or so much power to be able to clear through everything that we're trying to put in your way, blockages, challenges, etc., things of that nature here. How are you able to do these things here and still be able to move forward while they're still trying to do all these horrible things towards you here? So it puts them in a position where now they're experiencing some form of a narcissistic injury, or more so an ego death, right? You're not sharing your energy. You're not sharing your power. You're not helping them anymore. You're not doing things that you normally would do for them here. And to them, it's like a hurt piece to their core, or a hurt piece to their ego. That makes sense? So the loss of power is experienced as a narcissistic injury, a deep wound to their fragile ego. Their ego has always been fragile, but it was fragile because they refused to take responsibility and accountability for the traumas that they've experienced. They feel as though if I can't heal myself, if I can't move forward in life, then why should you have permission, or why should you be able to move forward in life? This is how they perceive you. That kind of way. Perfect example. Yes. Samurai Soul Production says on Instagram, crabs in a barrel mentality. Perfect example. Yes. You're getting it. Yes. So this triggers what can feel like an ego death. It's an unbearable state where they no longer feel omnipotent. Well, they only feel omnipotent because you were around. You have the energy of God. Let's just call it what it is. You are the one that is taking your time day to day. We all have 24 hours in a day. And you decide that you want to take the less traveled path that most people are afraid to take. See, the less traveled path, when you first initially start on that path, is very dark. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's what. You don't know what's going to happen. But something is urging you, or pushing you, or your energy or your soul is pushing you to do something very different, despite that the path is less traveled. And you decide to take that path because you follow yourself, you believe in yourself, you're allowing your soul to speak to you, or your spirit to speak to you, or God, or however y'all do y'all thing. But you're allowing a form of an energy here that is guiding you to move down this path less travel here. And the moment that you say yes, because that's all you need is an actual yes to change your life in a different way. And the moment that you decide to say yes, or to accept, or to confirm that, you know what, I tried this path, I tried the darker path, or not even darker path. Sometimes the lighted path could be very illusioned. The lightened path could be tricks and bells and whistles, quick things, quick fast things, fast money, fast this, and sex, and this and that, and quick curry fat, da 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 da. But going down this path, less travel, is more strategic. It's more logical. It requires more patience, things of that nature, if that makes sense. So, but by you going down the path less travel, you still have the light within. So even though it's the dark and you're unaware of what's not there, or you're not able to see maybe right away, you're still allowing your faith or your belief, which is a form of light as well too, in the midst of darkness. Because I put it in this way, dang, I don't know what's happening. I don't know the outcome of this, but let me put my faith in this. I believe in myself so much that I'm just going to do it. My soul feels right. My spirit feels right. Let me just start to go down this path. And you start to listen. And the more that you listen, the more that the dark path that was once darkened has now been lit up by yourself. That makes sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So this can lead to severe rage, self-destructive tendencies, and even disassociation because their identity was dependent on controlling you. Let me repeat that. This can lead to severe rage, self-destructive tendencies, and even disassociation because their identity, which they never had, but their false identity was dependent on controlling you. So if you're not there, the narrative can't continue. If you're not there to fight and to argue and things of that nature there, it won't work. There's no energy, there's no play, there's no power. Does that make sense? So it goes back to the powerless plays of their life. All they kept giving to you were powerless plays. They wanted to reenact it as if they were the one that was powerful. But anyone that is powerful don't bring other people down. People with power, true genuine, pure power will lift people up. They won't bring them down. That's where true power holds or lies. An example, the sun. Does the actual sun bring you down or does it lift you up? You ever have moments when you feel real tired after you just ate or something and you go outside and that sun is like a nice pick me up? You're like, oh wow, I feel rejuvenated, I feel regenerated. You may get like your second wind for the day, if that makes sense. Someone that holds true power, authentic, genuine power will uplift or enhance or evolve. Again, look at the sun. The sun do it all the time. The sun is an uplifter. The sun is actually a power play, if that makes sense. And also, if you decide or try to get towards the sun gonna do you in. The sun may burn you. To be honest here, you can't look directly in the sun's eyes. You can't look directly in the sun with your eyes. Like the sun has its own protective force or shield as well too. And I look at you guys as such. You are the sun. If that makes sense. You have specific attributes or very unique attributes that complements you to let people know that they're not going to be able to fuck with you. Period. Yeah. Yeah. So, with that being said here, they tend to imagine they're disassociating with who they are because they want to be you. Huh? They're disassociating with who they truly are because they want to be you, right? So even disassociation because their identity was dependent on controlling you. So again, they never have an identity and they see that your identity is very open, it's very authentic, it's very genuine, it's pure or whatever. However, that makes sense here. Dang, I was trained I was gonna come back. Okay, all right, I could even spin it that way. So dependent versus independence. We're gonna be here for a while because I want to make sure y'all understand this. Okay, it's really imperative that you guys truly understand the type of individuals that you may be amongst. Again, it could span a mother, toxic father, toxic brother, sister, uncle, friend, ex-spouse, ex-lover, best friend, whoever, neighbors too, anyone that consists of a form of a social connection that could actually potentially be toxic, okay? It's very important to understand the powerless plays of narcissistic toxic individuals, or more so groups in this way here. Okay. So next one here is they rage as a defense mechanism. So, okay. You ever notice that when you're driving down the highway or the street, something like that, and you may hear a car that needs a lot of work done, like maybe the exhaust pipe could be super, super loud. Let's say you're at a stop sign or a stoplight, or a traffic light, and the light turned green. When the car comes up close to you, it's so loud and so kind of like raggedy. Sometimes it kind of shakes your car up a little bit. It's a certain saying that they say, hollow people makes the most noise, or something to that nature. It's a specific saying here. You guys can help me with that if you know what I'm speaking about. But basically, people that are hollow within, they make a lot of noise, and the noise represents the angriness that they exude. So because they're not intact with their emotions here, and all they know is anger, that anger is very explosive to the point where it's so loud, or more so unpredictable, that's all they know how to use. They're very unpredictable in their day-to-day here when it comes to how they're trying to do things towards you here. And this is why they're losing. So the narcissistic rage isn't just anger, it's a survival response. This is why they try to, you would never be, and you would never die, and da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da. And this is why they get a clump of cunts to come towards you here to do foolish things towards you. They got to make themselves appear like something that they're not. They know they don't have the power, they don't have the energy, but it takes a lot for a person to actually exert a form or emotion of anger, right? It don't take a lot for me to be happy or to laugh, but it's going to take a lot for me to be angry, because when you become so angry in a point or a stance here, your head may start to hurt. You may get a migraine. You may want to lay down. Your blood may actually start to boil. You know what I mean? Like and then it actually starts to bring forth a lot of wear and tear on your actual body as well, too, when someone is always angry all the time. You'll be like, why are you so angry? You know, their face may look sunken in, their face may look dark. And I mean, there are many different attributes as well, too, in regards to when someone keeps exhibiting a form of just being angry here. It actually can make you sick. It can make you very stressed out. And it can actually create some form of a health complication if you're not careful in regards to consistently being angry here, okay? So with that being said, when they lose control, they perceive it as a psychological annihilation, because that's all they know. All they keep trying to do is to mind fuck you anyways. That's all they trying to do. They're using so many different psychological tactics, but more so dark psychological tactics here to break you down so you can feel like how they're feeling. So their rage is an attempt to reestablish dominance, either through verbal attacks, you ain't, you'll never be, and da-da-da, ya, blah, 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 threats, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do that to you, well, if you don't listen to me, reactive abuse. There's also smear campaigns, and then also sabotage. Sabotage is the last step when it comes to a narcissistic rage or meltdown here. They tend to create the smear campaigns to make people look at you in a certain way. Well, if that's not working, then they're going to try to sabotage you or try to destroy you because you're not upset the way that they anticipated for you to be upset here. So this is why many escalate their tactics when they sense they're losing. And that's what's happening here. The last stage that they're currently in is sabotage of self. They can't sabotage you because you ain't nowhere to be around, hopefully. But if you are, make sure that you are working on yourself so that way you can get to a safe space or safe environment or safe whatever, however, so that way you don't have to keep going through this BS here, okay? So cognitive dissonance and projection. The loss of control creates massive cognitive dissonance. Their entire narrative, this is their narrative, I'm powerful, I'm in charge, I'm superior, actually collides with their reality or their falsehood of their reality because they've lost. So when they're not able to see what they're putting out, and that causes like a syntax error because they're trying to mirror you in a certain way, and when you come back, you be like, that's not my mirror, and you literally clean off the mirror that they're trying to project onto you, and they finally see it completely 100% in the way that they should see it. It's like, whoa, 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 what you talking about? That's not me. Oh no, I would never do that, and I gotta get you back, and how dare you tell me about myself, and how dare you that? I mean, fair exchange ain't no MF and robbery. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. It's not. And just because someone feels that they can do something doesn't mean that they should do it. And they felt that they could, and they thought wrong, and they got themselves hemmed up like a scarecrow in the middle of nowhere. Because again, I'm gonna keep saying it, y'all are not the 2 or the 3. You're gonna always be the 1. And they're realizing after coming towards you that you're not the one to be played with, period. Sometimes you're going to have to learn how to put people in their place. Sometimes it could be a silence battle. Sometimes it's a very verbal battle. It depends on the stipulation and the circumstance here. But there are many different ways in regards to doing one thing, as I always say here, right? So, since they lost, since their falsehood actually collided with the reality, the actual real reality. So for me, I actually feel like that they wear rose-colored glasses as well too. I strongly feel that. And the reason why I feel that as well too, because the moment that you're able to rip their point of view or their illusion off their face here, or their mask off their face here, it's like they can't handle that. They can't handle being seen, but yet they're okay with trying to destroy your vulnerability. Make it make sense. They're trying to use your vulnerability against you, but the moment that you do it back to them, they're having a complete meltdown. Make this make sense. That tells me here that these individuals are not doing the work in regards to what they say they may be doing. Oh, I believe in this, and I believe in God, and God got me. Well, if God got you, karmic, if you so-called believe in God, you wouldn't be going through any of this, heifer. Yep, I said it. I said it. So, to resolve this, they project blame onto you. So here's your mirror. Your mirror is completely clean and their mirror is dirty. They want to emulate what they're projecting. They want you to emulate what they're projecting onto you. So if your mirror is completely clean and theirs is dirty, you ain't it, you ain't it, you ain't. Eventually all the gunk and all the nastiness and all the spit and all that odd stuff is on your mirror here. And they're trying to make sure that you or other people see you or blame you as to why they're having this narcissistic injury, or more so narcissistic meltdown here, okay? So they need to convince themselves and others that you are the problem, which fuels smear campaigns and false accusations. They can't speak the truth about you because they're not the truth. They don't have a truth bone in their body. So how is it that you're going to attempt to expect or anticipate truth from someone who's not even truthful about self, if that makes sense? Next one is desperation for narcissistic supply. Again, you are the power play you're the power play. They're the powerless play. Without power, they lose supply. If I turn the light on, power is going to come on. Here's the light. If I turn the light on, that's power. If I turn it off, there's no power. That makes sense. Supply is like oxygen to them. It validates their existence. When they can't extract it from you, they scramble to find it elsewhere. This can lead to hovering or hoovering, fake apologies, love bombing, etc., or more so immediately replacing you to prove to themselves they're still desirable and in control, and they're not desirable, which is why they keep going to person to person to person to person, because they're trying to fill a void that they refuse to face. They feel that if they go with other people, or if they lay down with other people, or they hang out with other people here, that those people will still look at them as if they're desirable. It's not going to work. It's an old rickety barrel within their body, and they're trying to feel wholesome by being fulfilled by other people. That makes sense? Their needs are outside of themselves, not within themselves, which is why they always feel that once they get a hit or they get a taste or dose of energy in this way, or your energy in this way, it fulfills them or sustains them, a little bit here. So they're still trying to feel like that they're desirable and in control, and that number one, they're not desirable. And you have to be honest. They're not desirable at all to themselves or other people. And also, they're not in control. Next one here. Some narcissists, this is considered the collapse or retaliation. Some narcissists enter a state of collapse, a mix of depression, paranoia, and withdrawal. Others retaliate viciously, plotting revenge in subtle or either overt ways, but both reactions stem from the same root. Their identity cannot survive without dominance. Sit with that. Their identity, their false identity, their fake identity, the not so true identity cannot survive without dominance. Don't you need energy to be dominant in something? The sun is dominant. You can't mess with the sun even if you try to. That energy is so potent and so dominant to the point, again, it has its own protection attributes or physicalities to where you can't mess with the sun. If that makes sense, consider yourself the sun. Consider time for you to shine, if that makes sense. Don't allow anyone to snuff your light. I don't care who it is. You are in control of self, and I'm going to keep saying it until it's stick in your beautiful mind. You're going to always be in control of self, not them. They need to exert dominance over you, over your dominance. They're exerting dominance over your dominance. How does that work? Honestly and truthfully, how does that work? Anybody? Can it work? Yeah, it might be able to work, but at the same time, it's like you're breaking me down. You're trying to break down my dominance because you don't have dominance, which hence is the reason why they work in groups or cliques. Oh, well, if you're not going to let me dominate you, I'm going to get a crew on you. Okay, get them. Because those same crew members or those dumb cunts that flock together, they're all going to think the same. So to be honest here, it's just a big glob of no energy. They got to look bigger and stronger. That's how they got to look to make themselves look like something that they not, child. Child, please. Baby, make this make sense. It don't make sense. I'm telling you, boy, it don't make sense, okay? So we got Apple here. Apple represents health, okay? They always say if you eat if you eat an apple a day, it keeps the doctor away or something in nature here. They are not taking the doctor's orders. Someone may have went to the doctors recently and they're not taking doctor's orders and they're drinking themselves away because there's no dominance left. It was never any dominance to begin with here. Hold on, let me charge my iPad. It was never any dominance to begin with. Then we also have protection that's in reverse. They have no protection of self. So yeah, if someone is not in control of self, what do you think is going to happen afterwards? They're going to destroy themselves. That's what they're doing here. They have no control of you, and the first thing they can think of is to escape the control that they never had. They need to digest certain things to make them feel stronger than what they are. Incredible Hulk. Some people like to use different types of paraphernalia. Some people feel that when they use certain types of paraphernalia here, it makes them feel strong, like the Incredible Hulk. You ever see somebody that was on some, that was on some form of paraphernalia? But like, dang, look, it's like night or day. They use these things, specifically narcissistic individuals of this caliber here, use these certain types of vices here to put it to position as if they're stronger than you. Why do you need to drink to look like you're stronger? To me, that's very weak. Why do you need to use some form of a vice? And they even use sex as a weapon as well, too, to dominate. Some people, all they have is sex or their peen or their puss. And they will use that on you to make you feel weak in states or within self. Or they want you to succumb to the flesh. Negative. Because it's not that serious. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not that serious here. We have loss. Okay? We have loss here. So they lost the ability to stand up for themselves. They could have never stand up to you by themselves, which is why they had a group of individuals. They're talking about you behind your back because they're afraid to say how they truly feel in front of your face. They don't want to have any commotions or any public anything because they know that if they were to entertain you publicly, they know that they'll be pulverized in front of everyone to see. And that there will also push them further into this narcissistic injury and ego death. They had a super ego because they thought they were super strong. They thought they had super dominance over you. They thought they were playing super power plays when it came to you, and they had nothing. They weren't doing anything towards you here, child. So we have the future in reverse. There's no future for these individuals until they decide to get the help that they need. And they're not going to get the help that they need because look at the things that they're doing. Stalking you. Being very obsessive with you here, trying to cause many different types of negative or harmful experiences to play out in your life here. They refuse to take accountability for what they have done here. So since they refuse to take accountability, push the mirror in their face. This is the cat. Cat represents being afraid. Push the mirror in their face. No longer, since they don't want to be in the dark anymore and they want the lights, okay, well, give them what they want. Give them what they want. Give them the lights. Oh, you want this light? You think you can handle this light? Okay, shoo. It's like a prism, right? When you ever had like a crystal or actual prism and like a science project, and you may have like light that's protruding through the actual prism. And if you strategically place it properly in a position here, you may actually see like the spectrum of the rainbow coming out of it, that kind of way. So it's like the light is piercing through the prism here, and that's basically you. They want to stand up to you, but behind your back, okay, light is all around you, and even dark is all around you. So no matter what they decide to use here, you're still going to be the big dog. You're the one that's still going to come out on top, and that's why the community is seeing them for who they are. They can't mess with your intellect. Intellect equates to logic or being very logical when it comes to you here. And they can't handle that. Unintelligent group of individuals, the imbeciles here, can't handle the fact that you use your intellect. You put your emotions to the side and you operated more in the logistics part or the logical part of self here. And now it's bringing forth a very, very great form of public recognition publicly for everyone to see because you outsmarted them. They never had the smarts. They never were smart, clearly, because look at the foolishness they're doing behind your back. They were never smart. They needed a group of people to come together for one brain cell, one synapse of their brain or their neuron to figure out how they can subdue you. And you still caught on to them in the midst of you being in the dark. You still were able to see what they were doing. So again, I ask you, were they playing a powerless game with you or a power play with you? Which one? Real power evolves. Real power enhances. Real power grows. This falsehood or false illusion, false powers, they're not superior, they're inferior. But false power don't give what they think it gives. That's the tea. That's the tea, boo. And you better make sure you drink your tea. That's why it's blowing up in their face. Good. It's like they're having a moment of I think it was The Wicked Witch. One of those movies where the witch is like, I'm melting. Is that Dorothy? Wizard of Oz, I believe. They're having that type of moment where everything is just falling apart. And the people around them, they're falling apart too because they're listening to this individual, whoever, mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, whoever, however, child. They're listening to them here, and it's like, well, wait, but I thought you was in charge. I thought you said, and I thought you said. They thought and they thought and they thought. That's all they had were thoughts. They didn't take time to think about the thoughts that they had. They just executed on the thought that came to them. And look what happens when you just have a thought to just execute without sitting down and logically planning it out or strategizing in regards to the actual thought that you had. That's a double-edged sword as well, too. Look, light. Oh, one of them, Hocus Pocus or Wizard of Oz. One of them, child. Maybe it was both of them. I don't know. So however it resonates, okay? But the lantern is here. Now everyone is seeing them blow up. Well, why you acting like that towards the collective? Why you this? Why you that? And these are the same individuals who said that they were afraid of you. If they were so afraid of you, why are they keep checking your profile if they're so afraid of you? If they're so afraid of you, why do they keep speaking about you if they're so afraid of you? If they're so afraid of you, why do they stalk your every movement if they're so-called afraid of you? Because if I'm afraid of you, I'm gonna move far away from you. You won't hear from me anymore. You won't see me anymore. I won't be nowhere near anywhere around you if I was so-called afraid of somebody. Make this make sense? But with spirit here, we have power. Power is in reverse. They have no power, boo. You have it. Don't allow anybody that don't have any power in their life try to dispersuade you to stay in your state of power here, period. Because they ain't fooling no one but themselves. And these are individuals that supposedly know you. They don't know nothing from you. So-called mothers and fathers, toxic ones, toxic mothers or fathers or family dynamics here who thought they knew you and they don't know nothing about you, child. So how is it that they want to try to execute some form of a plan or inflammatory plan here when they don't even know anything about you? It was a disaster just waiting to, it was a disaster in the making. It always was. So now they're looking at this leader. This leader is sick, falling down, very frail, in and out the hospital here. And they're like, well, you said, and you said, and you said, and you said everything was going to work out. And you, but wait, well, why are they sick? And why are they pulling away? And can you, no. Don't allow anyone, friends will carry you, but they will never bring you back. Let me say that again. Friends will always carry you, but they will never bring you back. Let me break that down for you. You may have a so-called friend or family or someone that's guys and someone that you can trust. And they will literally take you arm in arm, hand in hand, la-di-da, la-di-da. They already have a path of destruction waiting for you. They already have a hole that they created specifically for you. And they will la-di-da all the way to when it's time for you to come to that hole. And they will drop you right in that hole. Friends will carry you, but they will never bring you back. And the moment that they drop you into the holes, the moment that you in this hole now, you're like, wait, hold on, I need help. Can you help me? They remove the ladder. They remove all resources and tools that they thought or think that you would not have access to or be accessible to here. And then they just watch you slipping and sliding in this so-called grave or this so-called dirt or this so-called hole. And they watching you feverishly trying to get out of this so-called hole here. Powerless. They have to try to encapsulate you with your own power. They try to disengage you, dismember you, disconnect you from your own power. That's what these individuals are trying to do towards you. Have y'all ever seen it was on Netflix, it was called Wentworth, but I believe Wentworth was created in Australia, I believe. And it was available for us in the United States on Netflix. And when I say I was so, man, I love that show so much, man. Specifically with the oh God, what is her name? She was so mean-spirited. She was a guard, older guard. To me, she looked like the Trunchbull. And she was just so mean-spirited. And finally, something happened to where she tried to set up like a pit, really, for one of the inmates here. And actually, she got caught up in it. They actually buried her alive. Was it The Freak? I don't remember, but it was such a good show. I went to look on Netflix again, and they took it down. But it's called Wentworth. It's a really good, it gives like a scenario of being in jail. But I looked at it more so from a psychological standpoint. I understood the physicalities of it, but once I was able to kind of sit down, break it down from a psychological aspect here, that guard was very, 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 that security guard or whatever she was horrible. She really, really, really was horrible here. So we have eel and we have tree. So there's been a shock towards this family tree. All of the leaves have been completely destroyed or taken off or fell down. So now they're in a space of fall, or the season of fall, or more so winter here, right? And looking at it from a figurative standpoint here, or physical standpoint, when we see, or when we're in the space of fall, the season of fall, or in the season of winter, fall is when you're supposed to harvest or reap the harvest in regards to what you have done prior or before, right? So in spring, this is figuratively speaking, spring, you would start to plant your seeds of greatness. Then you have the summertime. Even though it's still summer, it's hot, everything is popping. You know your garden of self is yielding very great produce. And when it comes time for fall, fall is the time when you're supposed to actually harvest or reap what you've sown, if that makes sense. And then when winter comes around, you're supposed to save from what you've harvested, so that way you can start the whole thing over and over again. For them here, when it came to fall, they didn't have anything in the springtime. They never set any type of great seeds for themselves. They took from other people to plant within their space, meaning themselves, because they wanted to take from other people's garden of themselves and place into their garden here. And to be honest, they got nothing but bad seeds. So, and just because you may have a bad seed doesn't mean that you know, that seed won't grow. You can still nourish a bad seed back to health. You really can. I tried and I did it. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. So now they're in a space of fall and winter where they don't have anything to show for what they have done in a positive way. And now they're trying to figure out how they're going to survive the coldest winter ever, meaning of self. They're trying to figure out how they're going to maintain all of the barrenness, or just the barren, barren energy, or the barren state that they're currently in. And this is what's fated to happen. This is what they needed to go through. They need to go through a state or a stage of being very barren, because that's the only way, if they decide to get out of that barren state. And they don't need you to get out of that state. You've been there. They placed you there for whoever resonates. They put you there, but that was not your portion. Your portion on earth is not to survive. It's to thrive. Gone are the days where you're going to be in a state of surviving. No, that's not for you. It's not. That's for them, because that's all they know. They are hollow inside. They're barren inside. They're empty inside. If they don't have anything within self, how are they going to grow? If that makes sense. Thank you, Jamie. I was about to get that heifer. Babe, you lucky my mind's got you, because I was about to get in on you, but I'm gonna keep moving forward. Dang. I swear. Let's keep moving forward, child. So we have praying or praying mantis here, and they're trying to pray themselves out of a barren situation. When you pray or you manifest or you speak your mantras or your affirmations here, doesn't it make you feel whole, if that makes sense? It's a holy, fulfilling space that you could be in. because you want this thing to manifest, whatever it is that you're praying for. You're speaking your mantras, your affirmations, or whatever the case may be here. So with them praying, it's like they're praying, but they have holes within the prayers that they're speaking. So they're feeling like they can just pray themselves out of evil, or pray themselves out of a bad way, or pray themselves into a space where they can get out of harm's way. But it doesn't work that way. You can't pray for something and don't put in the work. You have to put in the work. You can't manifest something and don't put in the action. You can't state affirmations and mantras and then just expect for that to work. There has to be action. That's where the belief and faith comes in. You believe this can happen. You're asking for this thing. You're praying for this thing. You're manifesting. You're wanting to manifest this thing. Well, where's the action behind the thing that you're trying to manifest, if that makes sense? And they don't have that. They don't even have themselves. Which is why they needed you. Again, a powerless play. Could be a mother figure. The moon represents mother. Moon can also represent family as well too, okay? So moon represents mother. Could be a toxic mother figure that you're dealing with. Take it how it resonates, okay? Take it how it resonates. If you're dealing with a toxic mother figure or have dealt with a toxic mother figure here, they're going through a lot right now because you're not giving them the time of day. They're still going by titles that I'm your mom or I'm your dad and you need to and you need to, and you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Could be siblings as well too. Maybe you was always in some form of a sibling rivalry based on the connection that you may have had with a mother figure here. A mother figure specifically placed you against a sibling or siblings here because they felt like that sibling was more important than you. Okay. So it's like with the powerless play here, they were banking or they were betting on the sibling here who they thought would have been the better one out of the whole situation, connection, family dynamic, whatever the case may be here. Lack of confidence, which is why this toxic mother figure may have tried to always instill some form of a lack of confidence because you never needed them. Again, you were the sun. You are the sun. And it takes a lot of people to try to break down the sun. In some cases where the sun is so high at its highest point or apex at its point that you literally have to run away from the sun because it can come off as very scorching, if that makes sense. So if you know that the sun is very hot, why would you stay in it? So they're trying to dim your light, or they're trying to exhaust your light, or they're trying to extinguish your light because you're too hot for them. You do everything right in the way that you should be doing it for yourself. That is what you are supposed to do for self. And they can't stand it. So they have to pretend as if something is off with you or something is wrong with you here to make you come down or come off your throne in regards to the hotness that you exude. Confidence is hot. Confidence is sexy. Assertiveness of self is very sexy, whether you're a man or a woman. It's a compliment for the ones that are doing it. For the ones that's not doing it, yeah, they're going to look at, oh, you're your ego or you're this. Having confidence doesn't equate to you being in your ego, because you can have all the confidence in your world and you're doing something very spectacular, something so profound with your confidence. So don't allow anybody that is not on your level to tell you that you have an ego. No, boo. There's a difference between ego and confidence, and you don't have an ego. Okay? Okay? Time to get out of here with that foolishness, child. That's why they stuck like Chuck. That's why they stuck like Chuck, child. Could be your friend. Take it how it resonates. Take it how it resonates. Could be your friend that's homeless. Take it how it resonates. Okay? So you may have a friend that's stuck. So far, we have siblings, we have a friend, and we have a mother. Toxic individuals, okay? I'm specifically speaking about toxic social connections that you may have held previous or actually right now. So take it how it resonates. But They're stuck right now. Homelessness is coming up because of candle work that they're confused by. The candles that they did, for the ones that did candles towards you here, are so confused that they're getting a shocking message that it didn't work on you, but it's working on them. So in a way, yes, they wanted harmful things to play out in your life here, and it didn't play out in the way that they anticipated. But to be honest, the spell did work. It worked on them, not you. That's why you got to be careful in regards to what you say and try to hurl or project onto other people, specifically if it's not warranted. Why would you come along and try to bug someone or harass someone when they're not doing anything towards you? You know what I mean? You are the individuals I'm speaking about here. They thought because you were by yourself and you were separated from them, that would have been a piece of cake or easy peasy to do harmful things towards you. And that's just not the case here. Okay? You are in control of self. Don't allow anyone to control you. Self consists of control of self. If that makes sense? Be very autonomous when it comes to self. Don't become a robot in regards to what they're trying to get you to do. And you need to, and you need to. You don't need to do anything that if your spirit told you don't do something, don't do it. If your spirit say, hey, something wrong with that person, you don't even have to have a conversation. Honor your spirit. Honor your discernment. Honor whoever you connect to, pray to, however you do your thing. Honor self first. And the more that you honor self first, the more you're going to see people that's not meant to be in your life. They're going to fall to the wayside, period. So we got separated here. Could be a Leo. Take it how it resonates. You may have separated from a Leo, okay? Devil in disguise. That's emotionally exhausted. Take it how it resonates, okay? Low vibrational Leo, okay? You could be a high vibrance Leo that's separated, maybe from a low vibing Leo. However it resonates, but there's a low vibrational Leo here. I keep saying Libra, could be a Libra too, but I meant to say Leo that you separated from because you realize that they're not a devil in disguise, they're a devil in print. They're no longer are they in disguise. They feel so big and bold and brazen now that they're going to show you that they are something that they're not. And it's like, child, please. So we have rest in reverse. They can't rest until they get to you. Well, you're going to have to keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. And we all know eventually that Energizer Bunny is going to run out soon, because when you're put it this way, Energizer Bunny needs batteries to back up or to continue doing whatever it is that it's doing. That little bunny with the little symbols, and it keeps walking. And sometimes it will literally power down. It has to power down because it needs to recharge. And these individuals don't have a charge. All they keep doing is just keep going and going and going and going and going and going to the point where they burn themselves out. That's what they do. It say weak. Yeah. Child, please, okay? And we got mental illness here, okay? That's very, very symbolic in regards to the things that they do here. And y'all know I'm going back to school for my doctorate to become a psychoanalyst. I love, love, love psychology. I just love to break down things. I love human conditioning. That's my type of thing. I literally study people, literally. I people watch and I don't say nothing. This is how I learn who's who and what. That's me. So I will study you like this. That's just my Scorpio in me, okay? I love to just study things. But anywho, knowing in regards to my studies here, I'm realizing that there's a strong connection between mental illness and narcissism here. I strongly do. Because these narcissistic individuals that have mental instabilities try to use that as a form of a shield, or try to use that as a form of a play, or more so a ploy here to continue to do the foolish things that they're doing towards themselves and other people here. And it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Look, it's a toxic family, and it's a fear. Could be a Taurus. Take it how it resonates, okay? Take it how it resonates. That is jealous. Take it how it resonates, okay? So it's a toxic family that is a low vibrational Taurus or Leo that is so jealous of you that they destroyed their family. Wow. Somebody that has so much hate for you, a mother figure, a father figure, a brother, a cousin, an uncle, some toxic social something connection here is so jealous of you that they destroyed their life. Think about that for a second. They're so jealous of you that they're willing to put their life on the line to destroy you. That's a big risk, to be honest. That's a big, huge risk that anyone can take when it comes to self. Why would you put yourself in harm's way to attempt to destroy another person? Well, what happens if it doesn't work? Huh? What happens if it doesn't work? They're the one that got to pick up the pieces. They're the one that have to fix all the things that they destroy in their life. It takes a lot for a person to attempt to come towards a person like yourself, an innocent person, to destroy their life. And when you are able to, when the smoke clears and you're able to see all the debris from all the smoke that has cleared, it don't look good for them. It's literally, truly a war against themselves. And they need for you to feel like how they feel. That's the only way they can become successful with these powerless plays of their lives. No power, no energy, no movement. No power, no energy, no movement. I want to get you. I'm so mad at you. And then all of a sudden it just combusts. Boom. They're in a stagnant situation, a standstill situation, or standpoint where they can't move forward. How are they gonna move forward with energy? So it's like a car being stalled and you're in the middle of the highway and it's hot as heck and your car won't turn on for whatever reason. And as you sit there, you may get angry, but you're sitting in a hot box. It ain't doing nothing. You're trying to turn on the ignition or push the start to get the ignition to come on, and nothing's happening. And eventually that car going to get so hot that you're going to have to step outside that box or step outside that car. They can't do that. They can't step outside in regards to what they created. They can't even step outside and to view what they created. This is why they're in the predicament or situation that they're currently in. Stress. Drama, trauma, chaos, destruction. And I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. And they revert to black magic, Toy Story candles, I like to call it if you're new here. Yeah, we call their foolish candle work Toy Story candles, because these are the individuals that say they believe in some form of a higher source, a higher spirit, but they're coming up against you because they can't handle the higher spirit that live within you. You hearing that? They're trying to destroy you based on the higher spirit that live within you. The same higher spirit that they keep calling upon. The same higher spirit that they keep saying that they're connected to. But how are they going to try to use that higher spirit, a bigger body of energy that you connect to come up against you? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They don't make sense. They don't. And a person that doesn't make sense comes off as unintelligent, no awareness. Whatever, however, could be a Capricorn. And they don't like when we make sense, because when you ask the right question, when you finally push the clean mirror that they keep trying to muddy, their mirror is dirty, yours is clean. They're trying to muddy up your mirror so you can't see what they're trying to do towards you. Make that make sense? So we have Capricorn here that could be into dark energy or dark magic here, and that's completely backfired on them. Somebody has issues with their private parts. I'm being so for real here. They may not be able to get it up. They may have ED, erectile dysfunction. Someone has been doing a lot of spells surrounding your sexual health to ensure that you don't sleep with another person. I mean, okay, who cares? Who cares? Sex is great when it's great, but it's not that great if it's not with the right person. So it's not that serious, if that makes sense. So they felt by doing spell work to get you to not be intimate with other people that was going to harm you. Actually, it protected you. Okay. They lead with the things that they feel makes them powerful. Sex, vices, drinking, smoking, prescribed things. Things that are quick, fast, in a hurry that's going to give you a quick response or a quick stimuli. That's how they live life. They need their stimuli to be quickened, or, you know what I mean? They don't make sense, child. So when you take that away from them and they're left to sit with self, it's like, wait, hold on, wait, I can't sit with self. No, I need a drink. No, I gotta, no, man, it doesn't make sense. They're dependent not only on you, but they're dependent on other people who they feel can carry them to continue this so-called falsehood of living. No. You may have divorced from this person because you've established strong boundaries and they don't like that. Oh, well, we don't care. We don't care, karmic. We don't care, heifer. We don't care. And as I mentioned, they're burnt out. Hi, Karen. How you doing? Hey, Larry. So we have karma here. I always feel like somebody's watching them. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching them. That's why they so paranoid, because who watching me? And how you know this? And where you get that information from? But you're by yourself. Who's helping you? They think somebody is helping you. Like they think a physical person is helping you. Spirit, source, divine, creator, universe, God, Jesus, Krishna, however you do your thing, that's what's helping you. But if they were connected to that energy, wouldn't they be able to understand? Wouldn't they be able to comprehend that that's the energy that's helping you? So somebody is lying here in regards to when you hear certain individuals that say, oh, I believe in God and God got me. Well, let me see just how much God got you. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, you get a that's a nasty spiritual ass whooping that you getting. Somebody lying. So burnt out and karma. It's a dark energy, child. Man, they're so goofy. They are so goofy, child. You could be a Gemini that's in dark energy. Take it how it resonates. That's hiding something. And toxic. They're hiding that they're heartbroken. Oh, well. They are hiding that they're heartbroken. Heartbroken by this whole ordeal. Well, didn't nobody tell you to come after the collective karmic? Like I always say, people always give you the blueprint as to who they are, and allow them to give you the blueprint in regards to who they are. You don't have to give up your blueprint, because you know how sometimes you just could be minding your business. Somebody just come towards you and they just tell you their whole life story, and you be like, whoa, oh, okay, cool. And you kind of have to breathe a bit, because it's just so much that they always have to say. And sometimes when you're able to read between the lines, you be like, oh, okay. Let people talk. Let them talk. Let them say whatever they need to say. They're going to always incriminate themselves. Always let them talk. Let them talk. Secret lover is here. Controlling. Child, please. So they thought they had a secret lover that they can recruit to come towards you to attempt to control you. You have a secret lover that you don't want us to be aware about, but yet we were aware about the secret lover for whoever resonates here. And then you're trying to get this secret lover to control the collective. They don't make sense, man. They don't make sense. What are you controlling with? Sex? Dirty sex? Nasty sex? Smelly sex? Sour sex? My God. So that's all you have, and that's what you're using to try to control, or try to use a secret lover to control us? Child, please. Imagine somebody somebody giving it raw to somebody with smelly foul front, a foul front, and they get energized from that smelliness, that nastiness, that sourness, and they coming up towards it. Yeah, well, yeah, oh, yeah. Child, please. You need a good brush out, a good scrub, karmic. You need a good scrub. One of them block party brooms, the big bristle brooms. They need a good scrub down instead of trying to fight you with a sour front. Make it make sense, boo. Ain't no way. And I wouldn't even want to fight that person. I will. If I see that, I'm like, I will run so far away from them, child. I'm not fighting nobody with a smelly front. You got me all the way, chop. No way. Not me. And you know, lower energies have a smell. You ever realize that? Specifically, people who don't like to shower themselves, they have a really nasty smell. They smell like, can I say this word? Badussy. Okay. They smell like badussy. Okay. Y'all know what badussy is, right? Okay. They smell very nasty. They do. They don't keep themselves clean. This is what wants to fight you. This is what wants to fight you. An unclean spirit wants to fight you and gets you dirty like them. Please. We have claiming credit over your success, what they cannot do. Your success is your success. All they have to offer is the Pam special. Y'all know what the Pam special, the put, the at, and the ma. Okay? And badussy. That's it. That's all they have to offer. These are the type of individuals that don't change their sheets every week. They changing their sheets every month, every 3 months, every 6 months. These are individuals, if you go and use their toilet, is so many nastiness behind the toilet seat, behind it, and pull up the toilet seat and see. These people are not clean, and they want you to fight with them. We have fake spiritualists here. So a fake spiritualist who think that they know something, don't know anything at all. And because they refuse to listen, they got themselves handed to it. So don't be surprised. The same person who claimed that they were spiritual here, they're going to run back to their original, religion or points of view or whatever here. And they're going to say, oh, it's in this negative and this, and this, that. No, they got caught up. They got hemmed up, which is why they're running back to safety here. Okay. They can't handle this karma. It's too overwhelming. That's why they're going through their powerless play of their lives. They're going through narcissistic injury and an ego death or a super ego death. And the rage is more so the last part of this whole scenario here. And the rage is what's taking them out. Angry, pulling out their hair, losing teeth, can't speak anymore, can't swallow their food anymore, gaining a lot of weight, losing a lot of weight. Their body hurts them. Their body's aching them. And they're so angry because they can't escape their body. A person can only do a paraphernalia for but so long before you start to actually experience the adverse effects by continuously doing this harmful thing to their body. They don't make sense. They don't make sense, but they believe in God. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. It's a 9 of swords. 9 of swords. Oh, woe is me. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know what to do. Well, you should never came towards the collective with your foolishness. So figure it out, karmic. 9 of swords, insomnia, anxiety, full of rage. Continue being angry. Because that's going to result in someone having a massive heart attack and they're going to keel over or kneel over in pain. And they're not coming back from this. There's a mother figure, a father figure that's coming up on a heart attack here. They won't even see it coming because they're so angry towards you. Okay, well, let them be. Let them destroy themselves. We have 3 of Wands here. Upright. So opportunity is whatever you make of the opportunity. You're getting another opportunity of chance, not another opportunity in life when it comes to the things that you may have experienced back in the past or actually currently now. So take it how it resonates. But you have the adventure, or more so, the paths are clear. Okay, the paths are clear, and you have every right to stand up for yourself and protect yourself. I'm hearing Three's Company. You may love John Ritter. That might be your favorite actor here. I'm also hearing Suzanne Summers. Someone's name is Penelope. Someone wants to work in aerospace, or maybe you work on aircrafts. Maybe you're growing your own grapes. I'm hearing grapes. Or you want to own a vineyard or make wine. You're making your first wine. Congratulations. I want a bottle. I'll pay for it. I like the support. Somebody's in a winery and wanting to make their first wine. Go for it. So we have the 10 of Wands. Wow, 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. This is nasty. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords. Oh, baby, this is nasty energy. Very, very nasty energy, to the point where they refuse to let go of all of the burdens that they're holding on to. This is what's destroying them, their own burdens. They try to project or push their burdens onto you, and it's not working. So what happens here? They're stuck holding the burdens that they're trying to push or project onto other people here. Someone's name is Wanye. We have the Death card. Man, this ain't looking good for them little heifers now. It ain't looking good. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, and Death. Yeah. It ain't looking good at all. Then we have, wow, this is Judgment is upright. Thank you, Blackjack. Judgment is upright and the world is in reverse. Their success has been delayed, or their life has been delayed. Yes, Arkasha states on YouTube, anger creates demise. We'll put it in that way. They put a coffin up. But yes, they're absolutely correct. Arkasha mentions on YouTube, anger creates demise. And it truly do. It truly, truly do here. Yep. With the High Priestess here, you are aware, or you're coming into your intuition here. Moving forward, we're in 2025. The next 20 years, you're really, truly, the next 20 years is full of truth. Nothing but truth. All of the old archaic ways of doing things are now being broken down or crumbled. I wouldn't say Pluto is in Aquarius. Let me check. Hold on. I think Pluto is in Aquarius. Yes, Pluto is in Aquarius at the 2-degree mark. So for the next 20 to 25 years or so is nothing but truth. And if you don't get right with self, you're going to have a very hard time being successful in this space. How do one get truth with self, or truthful with self? Going within self and acknowledging the parts, whether it's good or bad. You still have to acknowledge it. And then you decide whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. But don't lie to yourself moving forward, because the more that you lie, the more deeper you feel that you're not able to get out of whatever situation or experience at hand. Someone loves grape soda or orange soda or sun-kissed. I do believe sun-kissed has a purple soda or a grape soda. But I see sun-kissed. I saw grape soda. I see Welch's as well. Someone loves grapes, or you may love grape jelly, or different types of jellies like grape jelly, strawberry jelly. There's a lemon jelly I'm hearing, apricot jelly. You might like those type of things, or like a marmalade as well, okay? Or someone loves to make jams. Or you may love to make bread. I'm also hearing artisan. You could be from France, or maybe you've been inspired by France or French cuisine, artisan foods, because I'm seeing breads as well too, okay? Someone's getting a tattoo. You're nervous. Nothing to be. I don't have any tattoos. I'm just going by what I'm picking up intuitively. But I feel like someone is going for their first tattoo, and you might be nervous. All I can say is don't be nervous. I don't know the pain about that. I don't know, but all I can say is don't be nervous. We have the Tower here. I'm not laughing at you about getting a tattoo. I'm laughing at Arkasha, who's mentioned, here you go with delicious food. It's not me, it's y'all. Y'all always coming on here with the good foods and stuff. I'm just channeling, okay? Y'all always coming up here with the good foods. But we have Tower and Justice. Yeah, this is bad. Damn, this is bad. Ooh, Lord, child. 10 of Swords. Judgment. 10 of Wands. They're being judged for not being truthful to self, since they want to be calling judgment on you. Imagine that. They want to call judgment on you for thinking that you're speaking lies. And yeah, you're going to be judged. We're all going to be judged. All of us, including me. You're always going to be judged on what you do spiritually. And they decided to call judgment on you, which is really odd here. And when, you know, you were judged by karma or dharma here, they realized that you were on the right side of things here. They realized that your heart was light as a feather here, because you don't have any secrets. You have nothing, you know what I mean? You're living life in a very pure way here. So it's judgment, death, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, the 9 of Swords. God damn, child. We have the Tower, Justice, High Priestess, and Devil. This is not good. Could be Tower is Scorpio. Justice is Libra. I'm going to look at the High Priestess. Could be Pisces. And then the Devil is Capricorn. Then you also have Judgment here. So strong Scorpio, strong Libra, Leo, Gemini, Taurus. Yep, and they feel slighted, or they feel blinded by life, or they feel blinded by themselves here, which is why they are now losing self-control. So the next time somebody think that they can play you, always remember in the back of your beautiful mind that you're going to always be the one, not the 2 or the 3. You will never, ever be the 2 or the 3. You're going to always be the one. And people are learning not to play with you. If they upset, oh well, they can call, I said call Justin Timberlake. I said the other day, they can call Justin Timberlake for a little snippet, for a little sample of the song, and they can go cry them a river over here, okay, child? But yeah, they ain't doing good. Yep, pathway is in reverse. Community is open, meaning everyone is seeing in regards to what is going on here. And then the family room. So not only are the family secrets exposed, but it's exposed publicly for everyone to see because they want to play with you. Go find you something safe to play with, karmic. And stop playing with the collective, because we're not here to play nobody's games. Now they're in despair. Well, good. Stamp 8802 says on Instagram, Bert and Ernie. I could picture that, yeah. Shit, they could call Sesame Street too. Yes, since they want to find their way, let them call Sesame Street, because we still don't know how to get to Sesame Street. So I feel like, you know how sometimes you may give a baby or a child something to do, and you know it kind of be a little impossible to do, but just you more so kind of direct their attention elsewhere while you're trying to clean up the kitchen or something like that. So you'd be like, hey, try to put that circle in the square or something like that. Like, that's what is given when it comes to them. So they're in despair here. I'm hearing there's a meeting in the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. Somebody listening to Rick James. What's that girl's name? Who was with Rick James? Soulful singer. Oh, what is her name? Oh, she sing Fire and Desire with them. I can't think of her name right now, but she's a great artist. I can't think of her name. Tina Marie. Tina Marie. Tina Marie. We have Mature Woman here. Yes, thank you, Tina Marie. I couldn't think of her name. Tina Marie, thank y'all. Mature Woman is in despair here because they're stuck in their head. They are stuck in their head. Yeah. Sucks to be them. They're going to learn to leave you alone. They're going to learn. They're going to learn to leave you alone, and they're learning. So we have Aries here. Don't allow anyone to use titles towards you. I'm your mom, I'm your dad, and you need to follow me. Well, I'm your friend, and I would never do this, and I'm your brother, and I'm your sister. Well, I'm your boss, and I'm this. I don't give a flying F who you are. No one has control over you. Nobody. Nobody has control over you. Could be a Gemini. Okay? We have Leo. We got Scorpio. We got Gemini, strong Gemini. Cancer. Virgo. Aquarius. Okay, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab your copy of your book here. It's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. This book is readily available for your purchase on Amazon. And I'm actually curating or creating a class right now where we go even deeper into some of the certain type of narcissistic aspects of how people portray themselves out here. So definitely look out for that announcement as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. And before you get out of here, I just want to say this again to you guys. I'm always going to uplift you guys because I truly believe in y'all. Specifically, if you're the ones that's on the right side of things. Okay, I understand. I know how hard it is to actually speak out in regards to the many different traumatic experiences that you may have experienced with these individuals here. But I need for you guys to remember that you are the power to your play. You are, not them, you, boo. You are the power to your play. And don't allow a powerless MFer who don't even have power in their front or their back or their side teeth that's missing. Don't allow anyone to try to make you powerless in your life. Okay? Nobody. All right? Let me give y'all some flowers. Love you guys. Y'all better go out there and be freaking great. Be freaking great. Go out there and be freaking great. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Thank you, TikTok. Mwah. Thank you so much. See you later. YouTube, love, love, love y'all. Love y'all. Love, love, love y'all so much. You're here. Let me give y'all some more flowers. Y'all go out there and be freaking great. Be freaking great. Be freaking great. I'll see you on the next one.